Thomas Harper from the World Halfball League, and also Gran Gula.
All by the indigenous name or by that nation. And that's where the unique thing of jazz came from. It was those African drums that mixed with these European horns that came up with this unique music called jazz, then into rock and roll, into all of that. But I'm saying that to say that the Africans that rebelled ran off into the maroon communities. And the maroons were areas that was sustained by the indigenous inhabitants that was away from the city, because the French Quarter was the entire city at the time, right? So when they ran off into the maroons with their cousins, they would hide them. Those African, black, indigenous traditions that we call carnival traditions today, they kind of revolutionized the whole American influence of jazz, rock and roll, that eventually went into hip hop and all of this stuff. So everything came together in this place that we call Congo Square in New Orleans today. But remember, the narrative of this tradition became something that we really kept secret and sacred. But the danger in oral tradition is if you don't document, people may document for you, and that documentation doesn't have to be accurate. So we have to start documenting again. We have to start dealing with the other indigenous nations of this country to make people understand that there isn't a separation, because we all been through the same struggle. We all going through the same things. And that's why this tradition that we call the Mascan Indian tradition that's based in New Orleans, we're trying to spread this tradition across America so people can have a better understanding, because what you find on the internet is not the accurate depiction of what it is that we're doing. And that's why it's so important that we start incorporating these carnival, these black, these indigenous traditions into gaming, because it's a tool that you can use since it's what? 4 billion people gaming or something like that? I don't know what the number is, but anyway, that's a lot of folk. So it's a way that we can educate our youth through a lens that they're already connected to. And that's why it's so important for me to come here.
The birthday of TimeKnot Games. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear TimeKnot. Happy birthday to you. TimeKnot Games is a game studio, an organization put together with the aim of encouraging, supporting, and promoting game creation by you and your friends. Actually, you are the ones who are going to speak TimeKnot Games into being, because realizing, making real your worlds, your stories, your heroes and explorers and mysteries, that is how TimeKnot Games is going to happen. What's your world? Is there a secret place in your innermost mind where fairness rules? A land where people talk in a language you have invented? Or a city filled with blood-sucking monsters and singing doors? A place you have shared with those of your kind through drawings and poems. What's your story? Tell it. Tell it yourself, because if you don't tell your own story, someone else will think they can tell it for you. Am I right? Am I right? If you don't tell your story, someone else will think that they can tell it for you, and they'll probably get it wrong. If you want your story told right, do the telling your way. Do it yourself.